Alright, what's up guys? In today's video, we're going to look into UMP45, aka the Striker 45 in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. As most of you guys should know, Season 2 just dropped. This is one of the free DLC weapons you guys get, I believe, at tier 35 in the Battle Pass. And it's a pretty good gun, I must say, but after testing a bunch of the attachments and using the weapon for about 3 hours, I'm going to give my honest opinion in today's video of the gun, basically where I rank it in terms of comparing it to the other SMGs, and basically breaking down all of the attachments for you guys, because this actually has some really extremely horrible attachments that you should never ever use to completely avoid, as well as it has some pretty good attachments that's only on a couple of the other weapons in the game, which is pretty rare to find. So I'm gonna give you guys my best class setup for it, like I said, and basically breaking down all of the attachments. You guys know I do a lot of testing on the weapons to try and find what's best for them. So if you compare this SMG to all the SMGs, this has the most range out of all the SMGs, and the accuracy is pretty good. It has a very weird recoil pattern where like the default reticle kicks in the middle of the screen, and it's kind of hard to somewhat control, but I found the recoil to be very simple. It is a straight up and down kick. It doesn't really kick any way. It pulls a little to the left, but the recoil pattern, in my opinion, is one of the best to control as far as out of all the SMGs. So if you guys are new to the channel, you guys want to make sure you hit that subscribe button. There are currently 92% of you guys watching this video that are not yet subscribed. If you guys want to help me out, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Talking about the bad about it, it does, like I said, have some pretty bad attachments. Along with the bad attachments, there's a lot of not really unique attachments. The MP7, is pretty much the basic weapon, but you compare it to like the AUG, the MP5, a bunch of other good SMGs, the attachments on this are very minimal, and they're not really going to give you that big of a stat increase that you guys can get on a bunch of the other SMGs. So that's one of the things that's the least about it. And then the mobility. So it's basically like in between the AUG and an SMG. It's like the AUG and very similar. And it's a hybrid, so it's not as mobile as some of the SMGs as far as the aim down sight time and that kind of stuff. So the two attachments I want to talk about first, which is after my testing, which I want to announce immediately in the beginning of the video to completely 100% avoid. Number one is going to be the ammo is a .45 hollow .12 round mags. Basically what it does is turns this into a 2-round burst and basically gives you different kind of rounds, which is going to make your movement speed faster, your inbound sight speed faster, your damage a little bit better, I believe, in exchange to get a little bit less range. So your overall stats go up significantly, but in exchange you're getting a 2-round burst weapon, which in my experience testing this weapon is a 4 to 6 shot kill, kind of similar to that of the MP7. And I definitely 100% recommend avoiding these attachments. It is literally probably the worst attachment in the game in my experience of using it. I had to 6 burst some people with this attachment, and the thing about this SMG, it's basically like the SCAR. It's extremely accurate, but the ammo count significantly, in my opinion, negates this weapon and makes it a average weapon at best. So that's the first attachment I recommend avoiding. The second one is going to be in the stock section, which is the Fss Guardian. It's basically the skeleton stock and the idle sway stock mixed together. In exchange, it blocks your rear grip, which is basically where your stipple grip and your granulated grip tape is. And in exchange, all you're getting is a faster strafing speed, a better idle sway, but your aim down sight speed is worse. So the two things that's getting a bonus of, which in my opinion are two things that are kind of irrelevant on SMGs, in exchange to get the thing that makes SMGs good, which is the aim down sight, and obviously it blocks something. So basically you're getting one positive for two negatives, which I don't recommend at all. And the fact that it blocks the stipple grip section, which is the attachment I'm going to recommend the most to you guys, is a 100% not worth it. So basically going over the barrels, the 300mm poly barrel, which is the shorter long barrel, is pretty good. But obviously, if you guys know anything about the barrels, the longer long barrel is almost always going to be better. It gives you a little bit better of a recoil pattern, which in my testing I did not notice. Like I said, this gun has excellent range, and adding a longer range to it is definitely going to make it a lot better. And then we have the shorter barrel, which is increased aim down sight and movement speed. In exchange, you're getting a worse range and a worse recoil pattern. Obviously, this gun already has some of the best range possible, so get a little bit less range is not going to be noticeable. And the recoil pattern in my testing was not that much worse to give you a better mobility, which, like I said, is the one section where it lacks. So I 100% recommend both the long and the short barrel. Then in my testing of using the underbarrels and the grips, basically you have your commando, your compensator, your Merc, your Ranger, and your Operator. This is one of the sections that's probably going to be the biggest and most important, because you guys probably know which grip is best. In my experience, the Ranger foregrip gave me the best overall recoil pattern, along with the fact that it also gives you a better first shot accuracy, which in my experience, the UMP 45 has a similar first shot accuracy to that of the MP5, which is not the best. So I 100% recommend the Ranger foregrip the most. It's basically going to do the same thing as the compensator in exchange to give you a better first shot accuracy. So I definitely think it's a pretty good attachment. So obviously the second best is going to be the compensator, because it does the same thing with a little bit first shot accuracy. And then the one attachment which I noticed, which gave me one of the best recoil patterns and significant, which I did not expect at all, which was the Commando foregrip. This basically gives you, in my opinion, a significantly better recoil pattern in exchange to get a better first shot accuracy and better left to right on your recoil. And all you lose out is on your movement speed, which obviously on an SMG is not going to be noticed at all. So basically the only three attachments I recommend running to give you the best overall accuracy is going to be the Commando, the Ranger, and obviously the compensator. The Merc and the Operator do pretty good, but as far as comparing giving you the best recoil reduction, I recommend the compensator and the Ranger the most. Now the last thing we're talking about is obviously going to be in the rear grip section. You guys know the names are completely different, which I'm not a fan of, but this basically comes with the stipple grip, which is more like the P90 grip. It basically gives you an increase to your aim down sight and sprint to fire speed, which I think only the P90 had. And then you have the granulated grip tape. You guys already know I love the granulated grip tape. I preach it the most. It's an excellent attachment, which is basically the FTAC 60 series polymer, or however you say it. And then we have the EXO, which is basically the P90 attachment. You get a worse first shot accuracy and a worse recoil control to give you faster aim down sight and sprint to fire, which you can almost only get on the 5mm laser, which is hard to find in an attachment. So those are two attachments I very, very much recommend. And then you guys obviously know it has the rubberized grip tape, which is probably the worst attachment in the game, which I 100% recommend avoiding. So there's a lot of good attachments. So me basically recommended to you guys what I think is going to be the best class setup for you. Like I said, it's kind of similar to the MP7 on the attachments are very limited and they're very basic, but the class setup we're going to be recommending the first is basically going to be the long barrel class setup, which is you're going to get you the most range possible. When I was playing Ground War with this attachment, I found myself getting long range kills a significant amount. So number one attachment is obviously the long barrel. Like I said, the 25 round mag is probably the biggest negative about it, so I always put the 45 round mag on every single class setup. Like I said, the Ranger foregrip is the best that I found. Stacking that with the granulated grip tape to give me the best accuracy possible and the best first shot accuracy. And then once again, I'm going to be stacking that with the precision fixed stock, which gives me the best first shot accuracy possible. This is class that was basically built for the bigger maps. If you're trying to use the UMP 45 and get those long range kills, it's going to give you the best range and the best accuracy possible. And that's what I recommend. The second class setup is going to be more of your Rust, your shipment, and the smaller maps. You guys are trying to be the most mobile. We're going to be recommending the short barrel with the TAC laser, because the TAC laser, obviously you guys know, is a God attachment. I'm going to be stacking that with the stipple grip, which is going to help your aim down sight and sprint to fire speed. Then obviously we're going to have the extended mags on there. So your aim down sight with this class setup is going to be incredible, and the recoil is going to be the best. So I 100% recommend running those class setups, especially on shipment. You're probably going to notice a significant good amount of being able to kill people pretty fast with this gun. But the biggest negative I want to really talk about is basically the fact that anytime I ran into a guy with the MP5, which you guys are watching the gameplay in the background, I got absolutely pooped on. I literally couldn't touch the MP5. The guy literally was just destroying me anytime I ran into him. So the gun is pretty good, but I would say it's middle of the road at best. They definitely could probably use a buff on it for sure, and sometime in the next few months. But I would say the MP5, the Bison, and the MP7 are all 100% better than this gun. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys learned anything new, you guys want to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, I would very much appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.